Do you like steak? Do you like perfectly cooked steak? Do you like perfectly cooked in the middle and crispy on the outside? Then this is for you. In this video today, I'm going to show you how to use this. This is a sous vide immersion circulator, which is a bunch of big words, meaning it's going to heat up some water at an exact temperature and move it around so it cooks our steak precisely the way we want it to. What the sous vide does is it brings the water temperature up to a very specific temperature. And the steak will not cook over that temperature. You leave it in there and it'll cook that steak perfectly the way you want it every time.
Let's talk about vacuum sealing. We're going to put these in the bags and vacuum seal them real quick. If you'd like to more step-by-step instruction, I have a video about that in the description. We're going to go ahead and put it in the vacuum sealer, press both sides of the little bar there, and it's going to seal for us quickly. Next is the water displacement method of vacuum sealing. So we're going to basically put the steak in the bag. We're going to put the bag in the water, pushing out all the air and then sealing the bag. They're creating a sort of vacuum seal. It's not quite as good, but it'll get the job done.
So we've got our sous vide wand in this container with a lid on the top, and I'm gonna link all of this whole setup, all the links to this setup from Amazon. I do receive a small commission from if you click on that link and buy the item. So just to keep that in the forefront of your mind. But this is the setup that I use. So we're gonna take our ribeye. I vacuum sealed it as I showed earlier. So we're gonna put it into the water. Take it, put it in the water. Now if you use the vacuum sealer, you can see that it sinks to the bottom. When you use the water displacement method, you might need to, it might not float, or it might float a little bit. You wanna make sure it's completely submerged in the water. So what I'll do is I'll use this meat tenderizer. I got this, it's very heavy. You can put that in there. Put a couple forks on there, something that'll just weigh it down enough so it's completely submerged under the water. I've also set my Innova to 125 degrees. I'm gonna put up a graphic about what temperature and how you like your steak cooked. Now with a ribeye, you're going to find, I'm going to show you when I cook this, but it's much thinner than a fillet or something that's a little bit thicker. This is only the first way we're going to cook it. At the end, we're going to sear it. With a thin steak like a ribeye, you can really affect how done it is quickly. We're going to go a little bit under what the suggested amount is so that when we go ahead and sear it, we don't overcook it that way. Another cool thing about this contraption is the fact that this water only gets to 125 degrees that I'm going to do this steak at. It doesn't get very hot. I can cook this anywhere. I can do the first part of this cook anywhere. I can do it in my kitchen. You can cook it outside. You can even cook a steak in the bathroom. But at Butcher Wizard, we do not condone nor promote the fact that you should be cooking a steak in the bathroom. But if you cook a steak in the bathroom, I won't tell. Let's talk about timing. So how long can I leave this steak in here? You need to put it in for at least an hour and no more than 4 hours. Now what happens is it'll hold that temperature forever. It'll hold that same temperature. Now the longer it goes, especially like thinner cuts, steak cuts, they will begin to degrade after 4 hours. It'll get a little mushy, it gets a weird texture. But you have a great window in there to go ahead and put it in and leave it in, and then you can make all the rest of your sides, all the rest of your meal, and this can be the last thing you do. It's been about an hour in the sous vide water bath, and now we're gonna pull out our steak. Here are my tongs. So here we go. It's been in the bath for about an hour. Now it's perfectly cooked all the way through, but now we need to add a little bit of sear to it. So just pull the steak out, and we need to dry this puppy off because it is, again, doesn't that look appetizing? Oh my goodness. Just wait. This thing is gonna look awesome here in a couple more minutes. We're gonna do our normal steak procedure. A little bit of oil, a little bit of salt, black pepper. You know, that's how we do it around here. We're gonna have to take all of the precautions we can about not setting off the fire alarm. You guys know I'm about, I would say about 50-50 on setting off the fire alarm and not. So I open up my windows, doors, turn on the hood vent, everything to try to not set off the fire alarm and let the entire neighborhood know that I'm cooking a steak. Once you start to see a little bit of smoke on the pan, we're gonna take some water, Oh look, ooh, that beads off quick. We are ready to go. Here we go. Now we are just gonna sear this on both sides, cooked all the way through in the middle. About 1 minute on each side, we're gonna flip it over. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're gonna let this thing rest for a couple minutes and then we're gonna slice it up. So here's our ribeye ready to cut. It's been sous vide, it's been seared, we're ready to go. I can't wait to cut into it, see what we got going on. Boom. Check that out. I know what you're thinking. How do I afford all of this steak? I don't know if I can do this on a regular basis. Well, I have a great video that tells you how you can butcher your own ribeyes. And it's been very, very popular, and I want you to check it out next. Click the video. We'll see you on the next one.